Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. This is Daily Trading Analysis with a quick market update for today, the day after Thanksgiving, 24th of November. I hope you had an amazing day with your family, with your loved ones. And let me just provide you with a quick update of today's. Remember that today it's an early close. I highly recommend you not to trade, but at least pay attention to what is happening today. Let me brief you. Today we got the S&P Global Composite PMI, manufacturing and services. Those are estimate flash, and the composite, it's as expected as the previous one. The manufacturing came less than 50, that means contraction, a little bit lower than the consensus, and services, really important, continue ticking higher. 50 means expansion. But these are estimates. I don't think market really take this serious, at least today, but they are more or less as the previous one. So the market is just trying to find the best placement, the best price action and levels towards next week. Before moving into the charts, let me just say that Nvidia delayed China AI chip to comply with US exports. And this is bad news. And basically, you are going to see that Nvidia today just was 2 or 3% in the red and is really struggling, the same as all Nasdaq. Because at these levels, this is the NQ 30-minute chart. Let me go straight to the daily. Just ignore for a moment any indication. We are seeing this move and we are approaching this resistance. If you have millions of shares of your stock, being Apple, Amazon, Google, Nvidia, Meta, what would you do up here after this massive rally? That rally basically is, let's put some numbers. Not since the low, since the break of structure here, that rally is in 21 days, 11%, 1,700 points in the Nasdaq. So the same in Apple, in Microsoft, in Nvidia. What would you do? Most probably you would do the same thing as the CEOs are doing. The CEO of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Meta, Mark Zuckerberg, and also Elon Musk of Tesla. They are selling millions of shares reportedly throughout the last days, before Thanksgiving and last week. Those are in SEC filings, so those are true. I'm not basing this on media or anything. I confirm that on the SEC filings. You can also do that. There are websites in which you can check that. Millions of shares are being dumped into the market. And that's why we are seeing this nasty, awful price action. Down, chop, push higher, basically retail, chop, push higher, nothing burger today nor tomorrow. They are dumping. You can see that with these kind of things, with these pulls. You can see that on the tape with huge blocks of hundreds of contracts and shares on the stock. And basically, you just have to have that into consideration if you want to trade this market long, because they are dumping their shares. They are getting billions in cash. So that being said, let me just say that we are in the 1 minute, in the NQ, in the 1 hour support, and between this massive candle, basically I'm watching only this buy side liquidity at 16,110. Everything in between, it's just noise. Why? Because they are going to grab as much liquidity as they can. Watch this. This is the trade that I took in pre-market. You see this low, you see this swipe, buy side liquidity. I took this fair value gap in here. 1, 2, move higher, and I don't know where I sold. I think I was targeting here, but I sold partially here in prior close. This is a good trade because they were hunting all these people with displacement and a fair value gap established. This is a nice setup, and setup that happens every single day. Another one, short. Look at this liquidity. This is buy side liquidity. The one below here was sell side liquidity. So what happens when they take that quickly displacement and you can short here? The bad thing about this setup is that you never had the opportunity to add in this fair value gap. But this pivot being respected, you can either short this candle in here or short this one on the retest. Two setups for a massive move down. With these two trades, you can be really down for the day. Every single day, most of the days, this happens. Now, into the open. What happened into the open? Approaching the open, this is the liquidity that got grabbed. Look at this. Because the thing is that if you take this short, the target is down here. You have to swipe these lows. And it didn't happen here. It happened down here. So once you swipe these lows, this liquidity, and you see the massive retracement, then you are long again. But look at this chop. You could have traded this. I don't think if I took this. I think some of my friends took this, but then they got out here. Up, down. Again, where's your target? Look at this, up here. Look at this. They didn't take that. So approaching into the open, what happens? Look at all this liquidity that was here. And most important, go zoom out and see the context. Context in the 1 hour is that there's the 1 hour fair value gap in here with 1 and 2 levels of liquidity down here. What they did, they push lower and they grab pre-market low liquidity and they grab 1 and 2, the 2 levels on the 1 hour. We are still holding this fair value gap. But the liquidity they took to do this massive rally, I was really looking forward to see this again, the buy side liquidity. They didn't take that. Again, if this was like this is a massive short. So I didn't take this short. But this low down here, I really scalped on the 30-second chart. And after that, this is just noise. Noise and noise and noise until, look at this, sorry about that. Look at this. Again, move down, move up, and the fair value gap in here. Also, the 50-minute chart on the bigger time frame. And also, this one is the 30-minute chart. And this one in gray, light gray is the 1 hour chart. So again, this other move, another fair value gap being respected, you could add and add and add. Obviously, this kind of resolution is not your usual resolution. This in regular trading days, not like today, this is a massive setup. This is a setup you can trade a lot of days, and there's high probability setup. You can add, you can be confident with your stop on low of days that the liquidity got grabbed and you have most probably big players on your back. So that being said, this is the kind of setups that I trade even today, but I will just like to point out some things. Nvidia, as I was saying, Look at this gap down, massive gap down. Then they try to push higher, and it's now 1.20 in the red. Google, really weak. Look at this chart, 1.56. Perhaps the CEO is also dumping shares. Who knows? Meta, as I was saying, Mark Zuckerberg, selling millions of shares, 1.18. Microsoft, 0.48. I don't know if Bill Gates is doing something, but it's really weak. Dollar is also feeling the pressure. I'm not going to review other charts, other markets, because today they are pretty low volume. Nasdaq is doing things, but is affected by the dump of the CEOs of the companies that have the highest weight on the Nasdaq. And this is why you have these kind of things. But apart from that, you can always look for liquidity grabs or high probability setups, even in these days. This day, this move is pretty usual. This move in which you are waiting for this fair value gap to give you an opportunity with stop on low, and then usually this move continues higher until some kind of structure or pivot or liquidity on high of day. So a lot of setups today, really bad price action. I highly recommend not trading this market. This market is for experienced traders that know what they are doing and have risk management. If not, you either get chopped out or get destroyed on your account, on your MAC logs, or whatever. So wait for Monday. But I just wanted to provide you with an update of how I trade these kind of markets, how it was during these days. The market is really bad, and yesterday was nothing. Today, more of the same. Just grab a beer, go watch a movie, be with your friends, with your family, and don't waste your time in here. Now, for the next week, these fair value gaps are still key for me. They got swiped already, so I'm bullish at least for this target. If not, if they continue moving down, so most probably it's either this one. Let me see the 1 hour. Yeah, this is also a 1 hour. So this is a 1 hour fair value gap that we've been holding. So this is some kind of support, but during this range, they could do things like this. So if these 30 and 1 hour fair value gaps don't hold and they continue pushing lower, watch this level, 15,930. If not, if they hold and you start seeing they push higher, you go to the 5-minute chart, you find your liquidity spots, and you set your targets and see how they react. I really think 16,070 or 16,080 are going to get grabbed. Perhaps not today. You have this 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I don't think we are going to see this kind of move today without any kind of volume. They already did some nasty tricks. So wait for next week to see this liquidity up here being taken. If they want to push 16,200, this is going to be massive. But first, prepare for the shenanigans down here as they are doing, because those are massive. And that's all from my side. As always, if you found this video useful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, because I upload videos every single day for market updates, market forecasts, and market recaps like this one. So I hope you are having an amazing Thanksgiving Day and enjoying your long weekend. Be with your friends, with your family, with your loved ones, because they are really worth. This market right now is not worth. They are doing a lot of tricks. If you want to trade this market, be really careful. Enjoy your weekend, stay safe, and see you on Monday.